The NFL Combine started its inception in 1982 when a host of smaller camps all put together as accordingly as a national invitation all came together by the NFL, and they began what was called the NFL Combine. That NFL Combine 1982 brought out the top players in the nation to show all of their skills and abilities in front of NFL scouts, general managers, team owners. But in 2004, sports fans, is when it became a show, a televised show. So, televised show, NFL Combine, 2004. The show began where everybody in America got to see it. And we just had a chance. The smoke has cleared, the dust has settled. We got a chance to see one of the best performances by defensive linemen from one school. That's right, University of Georgia. One school put on the best show that's ever been seen as far as the NFL Combine is concerned. So welcome to Coach One Sports. Yours truly, Coach Kevin Bull Jones. Here, want to give some accolades, hats off, salute to those coaches down at the University of Georgia, Coach Kirby Smart, Dan Lanning, Coach Muschamp, Coach Trey Scott. Let's give the flowers while they're here for what they were able to do with these young men to get them to be the best part of themselves during the season, to have one of the best front sevens ever in college football. And for those that didn't know, once you got to the Combine, you saw it in the national championship game, but once you saw the Combine, NFL Combine, you saw three defensive linemen put on the best display of athleticism, explosiveness, and also the camaraderie you saw with these guys. It was truly amazing. So if you enjoy the show, please make sure that you click that button down there, subscribe to my show, because we're going to do some football talk. Once again, it's all about giving people their flowers while they're here. I want to salute those guys over there in Athens, Georgia, for recruiting these kids, because not all of them were 5-stars, so don't get it twisted. Everybody believes everybody's got to be a 5-star. That's not the way it works. You know, sometimes it's a great thing called being able to recruit, being able to identify talent, and then cultivate and nurture that talent once you get them on your campus. And that's what you saw in the likes of Devonte Wyatt, Travon Walker, and the big fella, number 99, Jordan Davis. Unbelievable talents. People didn't believe that Georgia was that good in the defensive front. Some people, even the naysayers, even say, well, listen, some people can become combine people and darlings. But listen, that's not what happened. These young men proved it every Saturday afternoon, proved it in the national championship game, proved it in the SEC championship game. You know, they only averaged giving up one touchdown, rushing touchdown during the season per game. I mean, the points that they gave up were unbelievable as far as holding opponents from getting into the end zone by way of running the football. So what you saw is what it was. And I want to say hats off to Coach Smart once again and his defensive staff, defensive line coach, Trey Scott, defensive coordinator now gone, Dan Lanning, and also Coach Muschamp and the host of those other guys that help assist it. And then real quick, let's run down what exactly happened. You're talking about a kid by the name of Jordan Davis who came from Charlotte, North Carolina, a 3-star. That's right, 3, not a 5-star. 6'6", and no, he wasn't 340 pounds at that time. He's probably a little biscuit away from something higher than that, sports fans. And the Georgia coaches saw some excitement and ability and explosiveness in him. 4 years later, it comes up, and now he gets to the combine at 6'6", 341 pounds, runs a 4.78 40-yard dash. 4.78. At 341 pounds. Before that, sports fans, there was only one defensive lineman that was able to get under a 4.8 at that size, at 4.9 at over 32 pounds. And that was Dontarian Poe. Now, Dontarian Poe out of Memphis was a Pro Bowler, big-time player. He ran a 4.98 at 346 pounds. Okay. The big fella, number 99, ran the 40-yard dash in the combine at 4.78. And he's 341 pounds. Now, keep in mind, of course, you and I both know he didn't play the season at 341 pounds. He was more like a biscuit away from 360. And you all know it, and I know it. But yeah, and I have to eat crow for it because I was one of those people that was, making the comments about him not being an every down player. Well, guess what? When you had what they had up in Athens, that demonstrative defensive line, he didn't have to play all 3 downs. And the downs he played, he was more than efficient. He was spectacular. Okay. And with that being said, what he was able to do at the combine to shut everybody up, first of all, to get in the best shape ever and be able to move that fast, showing the agility at 6'6". His 10-yard split was 1.68. Even former great for the New England Patriots, Willie McGinnis, who was doing the commentary during the combine, mentioned how he didn't even run under a 4.7 in the 10-yard split. So, sports fans, when you run that fast in 10 yards at 341 pounds, you can laugh at a double team. Because if that guy can't run as fast as you can and he can't get his foot placement in your direction fast enough, he's going to get his feelings hurt. And that's what's going to happen in the NFL, because what he has, meaning Jordan Davis, what he has that is spectacular amongst anything else is his tenacity, his ability to run fast at a large size and be able to change direction. And guess what? He's not one hell of a bender. He really isn't. That's what makes it so magnificent that he can do what he does at his size. He's not a unbelievable bender where it's just, those joints bend to a point where it makes it totally impossible to be blocked. That's not what he has. He has size, he has speed, he has a burst, he has range, he has violent hands. I mean, let's just take a quick look at the people at his position, the Georgia greats that have been drafted. Okay, let's go with Richard Pollock, who's considered the best defensive lineman that ever played at University of Georgia. He ran a 4.75 40-yard dash. Jordan Davis ran a 4.78. Okay, let's go with Richard Seymour. Richard Seymour. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he is also from acclaim with Super Bowls. Once again, one of the top defensive linemen that University of Georgia have ever had. Well, his combine 40-yard dash was 4.95. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about non-defensive linemen that are also not faster than Jordan Davis. Patrick Mahomes ran a 4.8. Jarvis Landry, formerly, was with the Cleveland Browns as a receiver. He ran a 4.77 at his combine. J.J. Watts, that guy sound familiar? Yeah, everybody loves him, and he is a heck of a ball player when he's not injured. He is one of the best in the NFL. He ran a 4.81. And that just tells you how fast we're talking about a person being in Jordan Davis. Joey Bosa, of course, number 1 draft pick, 4.86 40-yard dash. And then DeMarcus Lawrence from the Cowboys, 4.80 40-yard dash. So we're talking about an explosive kid. Sports fans, he's got a 32-inch vertical. How do you have a 32-inch vertical? 32-inch vertical at 341 pounds. Okay, let's move forward to the next person. Let's talk about Devonte Wyatt, from Towers High School here in Decatur, Georgia. Okay, he didn't play at a school known for great football year in, year out. There's had been some great players at that high school, but he was just a hardworking kid who made the best out of what he had. At 6'3", 308 pounds, and he played at 315, but he came into the combine right at 308, and he also had a fantastic, another anchor of that defensive line for this past season for the Georgia Bulldogs. He ran a 4.77. Okay, 4.77. I mean, what are we talking about at this point? We're talking about a kid who, he had a 9-foot broad jump. Jordan Davis had a 10-foot broad jump. That means that you stand with your feet shoulder width apart and you reach out as far as you can, explode and squat and thrust your legs out there and try to bend and extend as far as you can to be able to find out how far to be able to measure your explosiveness. Okay. He's jumping 9 feet, over 300 pounds. That's not every day. Even the great ones that played in the NFL and some of the Hall of Famers weren't able to do that. Okay, what was what was Devonte Wyatt? Well, Devonte Wyatt was another 3-star from Metro Atlanta. Okay, wasn't a 5-star. Okay, went to JUCO, Hutchinson JUCO up in Kansas. Was an All-American there. He went up 1 star to a 4-star. So now he's really shaking the walls on the buildings now with all these accolades for what he was able to put together. But his work ethic, after he signed out of high school with Georgia, okay, but he ended up at the JUCO out at Hutchinson, like I said. But he was able to work through the junior college circuit and knowing that he had a bigger place to be, which was in Athens, Georgia. And technically, sports fans, there are those in the Georgia camp and up there in Athens that say that he was the most ready football player to play defensive line for Georgia when he got there. He had all of the tools. Now, is he the vocal one out of the group? No. Does he have all the flair? Did he get all the accolades? No, he didn't. But athletically and ready right now to play when he got to Athens, he was able to dominate as soon as he got there. And I even had a chance to, my claim to fame is I got a chance to coach him in his last high school game, I'd like to say, and that was All-Star game, Georgia versus Florida. And even then, he wasn't for the Georgia team as head coach. Even then, I got a chance to talk to him. He didn't have a whole lot to say. And I found that his ability, he knew he could dominate when we went down to Florida to play those guys. But once again, a great coach finds a way to press the right buttons to get that out of players. And I want to say, again, this video is to salute those coaches down at Athens, Georgia, for getting the best out of some kids that, they were already good, but you found a way to bring them up higher to where they can be able to make a name for themselves in collegiate football and now to get ready to go to the NFL. See, it's one thing when people say, well, you got athletes and that's why you win, but you still have to find the right button, the right why for those kids to be able to maximize their ability to be the best football player they can be. And I wanted to say again, and I'm going to say it again during the broadcast, that Devonte Wyatt was one kid, didn't talk a whole lot, just put his hard hat on, went to work, got a chance to see that in the All-Star game. He dominated. But to watch him go up to Athens and play against people that play just like him and same accolades and physical capabilities, he was able to put together a great career. And once again, word on the street was he might have been the most ready to play collegiate football when he got to Athens out of all those guys in the group. Okay, so that takes me to the next guy. This guy right here, Travon Walker. Well, okay, 6'5", 277 pounds, ran a 4.5 40-yard dash. Just totally unbelievable. 4.5. That means he's outrunning some running backs. Okay, and that's just the truth of the matter. He's outrunning some people that play. That's why sports fans, you all know kids that want to play collegiate football. Just let them know that these are the type of people you're going to have to face. You might be a 4.6 40-yard dash won't cut it against some of these kids because guys like Travon Walker, who are going to play on Sunday afternoons and possibly be a top 5 draft pick, these guys are the top of the food chain. And to be able to run that fast, that big, is truly remarkable. He also has a 35-inch vertical. That's insane. For you to be almost 300 pounds and be able to jump 35 inches in the air from a standing spot. Okay, so he was a 5-star. And out of Upson Lee High School down in Upson Lee, Georgia, once again, back in Georgia again, he had a chance to go anywhere in the world he wanted to go, anywhere in America, play college football. He was that kid that was deemed one of the top and the top of his food chain coming out of high school. The other guys, Jordan Davis, Devonte Wyatt, for whatever reason, they were 3 stars. Never understand why that happened. But Travon Walker was that guy. Okay, and he chose to be a part of that brotherhood. And when I say brotherhood, I don't use the word loosely. I mean it sincerely, because up in Athens, the whole culture of the work and the togetherness of Kirby Smart's program was on display the whole season. And if you didn't catch it, if you recorded the combine, go back and look at when those 3 fascinating defensive linemen from UGA finished their workout. They sat on the benches and watched their teammates, the linebackers, do their drills for the combine. They watched the secondary guys. They all stood there as family, togetherness, brotherhood. Okay, they all for one, one for all. They all were connected. What does that tell you about what the staff did at University of Georgia this past football season? Okay, credit where credit is due. I salute you on what you were able to do with those young men, because it's just as hard to take a great athlete and press the right button to get him to be better than what he is. And more importantly, put him in an environment where he has to work with everybody else for one common goal, and that's to be the best you can be. The greatest defense in college football past season, I would even say it's the greatest ever front 7 to ever play collegiate football. I want to give kudos to those coaches. That's what this video was all about. Give them some love. Give the flowers while everybody's here to take it. Okay, because the media and all those folks always want to throw the darts, want to shoot the bullets at things when they don't go right in their eyes. But as a coach, and those of you all that watch this show that have a chance to coach kids on whatever levels of sports, and particularly football, you know how hard it is to be able to get 11 kids on the field at one time to believe in one common goal, to be the best that you could be. And then for them to take that same montage and move over to the NFL Combine, where no other school there in the history of the NFL Combine have had 3 defensive linemen to dominate the way that those 3 young men from Athens, Georgia, played for those Georgia Bulldogs did. It's never been done. Don't know if it will ever be done again. But I will say this. I pray that you recorded it, because it was a sight to see. So once again, this video, if you enjoyed the show, please make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Give me your thoughts on what you thought about those 3 young men from Athens putting on that display, and the genuine sincerity of concern and closeness they had with each other, watching each other go through the combines and celebrating their times and their drills and the things that they did well up in Indianapolis. Those guys showed true love for one another. And once again, behind the scenes, those guys up there in Athens, they worked some special magic. And that's the reason why they were able to come off, being fitting that they were national champions. They put it all together. They recruited the kids. They evaluated the kids first off, and then they weren't 3 stars. They didn't care about that. They got what fit their program up in Athens. And once again, kudos, Coach Kirby Smart. Great job. Great job. Great job of what people call that potter's clay, taking that clay and making those kids be the best renditions of themselves that they could possibly be. And that's why out of the first 15 picks in the NFL draft coming up, I believe all 3 of those guys are going to go in the top 15. That is my prediction. They are so good. That you cannot overlook them. I know there are other, the cute receivers out there. They look good, but some things have happened lately in the draft with quarterbacks swapping around and things going on. So who's to know? Who knows what's going to happen? But I believe that those 3 young men, Jordan Davis, Devonte Wyatt, and Travon Walker, are going to be top 15 in the draft. And guess what? Supposedly, you listen to them in Athens, they'll tell you the one with all the true flair and the flash and all of that comes with all the athletic skills. Jalen Carter is still there. He's still there. And also Nolan Smith is still there. So Georgia still has some big dogs still in the house waiting to come back out next year in the draft. But for this past season, once again, I salute you. Coach Smart, great job. Georgia fans, you all have a lot to celebrate, because job well done. And guess what? When they say that old saying, I learned this from over the older coaches in the game. They say, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Guess what? Didn't fool me. Georgia had the best front seven this past season, and 3 of those dogs came out. They came out the doghouse and they got up to Indianapolis, and they put on a show. Congratulations. Well, once again, thank you for listening and watching. Coach One Sports, yours truly. We're going to come back again with some more videos on some great situations coming up in draft analysis and picks and who should go where, who are the top players in their position. But to finish off this show, the Georgia linemen and their dominance in the NFL Combine was spectacular. Please, once again, like, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Coach One Sports, yours truly, Coach Kevin Bull Jones. We out of here.